Hi Libra, welcome to your What Lies Ahead reading for May 2020. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This is intended to be an all-encompassing reading, so could be romantic, could be about money or your job, could be a little bit of everything. Depends on what comes out. I guess it's like my version of a general reading. It's shaping up that way. All right, so other than that, if this is about a person, it could resonate with yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. All right, Libra. What do we got for May for Libra? May for Libra. Okay. Five of Cups. Full disclosure, the sun, the world, the moon, and strength have been showing up a lot. Sun, world, moon, strength. This one's showing, okay, right. Eight of Wands, okay, that's new. Empress, that could be Taurus or Aries. The Hanged Man, could be Pisces, doesn't have to be, just could be those qualities. Seven of Wands. 10 of Wands. High Priestess. All right, the Mama Bears are showing up. This could be Pisces or Cancerian. All right, so what do we got here for? It's just Eight of Wands. What are you sad about though? Did you just lose your job? It's just Eight of Wands for Libra. Page of Swords. All right. This is Empress about. What's Empress about? Oops. Four of Wands. This is Hanged Man. Is this, there's a marriage here somewhere. Oh, Four of Wands, but what's this Hanged Man about for Libra? So what is it? Did almost broke a nail. Oh, what is it's just Seven of Wands. It's oh Libra, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I think this is someone. I think there's sadness because you got someone that's cut you off, and you weren't expecting it. You thought you two were kind of on the mend or working things out, and you got someone that actually is doing an about face here. So this looks to be, it's like a romantic reading after all for the Libras I'm reading for. This looks to be about romance. What's this Seven of Wands? Seven of Wands. Knight of Swords. There's all this kind of immediate cutoff here. There's this like really surprise, immediate. It could be harsh words also, and it could be that this is over social media, like text or something, indirect communication that, you know what, I've decided to not work on this. I've decided to kind of, but we got to, okay, what's this Ten of Wands here? This Ten of Wands. Knight of, good gracious. Knight of Wands. So, all right. Two things are going on here. You just got cut loose from a situation. It's either a marriage or somebody is going back to their marriage. And then you got somebody else coming in here that is going to be, are you seeking, is it you going to find someone to help you move on or let go? Is this you being like, I can't get out of my own way on this one. I can't make sense of what's happened. So I'm going to be seeking someone out that can help me move on. Help me make sense of this so I can let go. Is that what this is? Because you've got someone that's either leaving the marriage with you or they're leaving you to go back to a marriage. And you're just like, I'm stuck. I got to make sense of this. And I want to feel vertical on this again. I can't, I'm feeling pretty badly about this. And I want to find a way to kind of get my mojo back, to get me jump started again. Because there's a feeling of you feeling stuck here. And kind of part of that is because you were so taken aback by the finality of something being cut off. This very well could be your job, but it feels like it's romance. It feels like you're despondent and sad over being cut off from someone and they did the cutting off. I mean, it could be you cutting off, but it looks like you're needing help with processing it. What's this High Priestess about? The devil. Okay. All right. That could be Capricorn. So this is you trying to make sense of, and the thing is the you know why? Okay, you're gonna get mad at me. I'm all right. I can take it. I got big shoulders. Here's the thing. The reason why it hurts, and the reason why we got this. What else is? Okay, that makes sense. The reason why we got this, 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups. All right, is because it's like you knew it was wrong. It's like you knew that it was time this ended, or that this needed to be addressed. This something had to give. You knew that, but you still involved yourself in some capacity. That's what part of the hurt is that it's like you overstayed in this situation. You stayed past what was best for your best interest in the situation, and you knew it. And you still stayed, and that's the biggest thing you're trying to get over, or that's really what's going to shake out. You're going to find that it's not this situation not being anymore, or there being an end to whatever the situation was. Could be romantic, could be work. It's the fact that you gave it your all. You put so much effort towards something that you knew deep down was not good for you. It was. I mean, it could have been a love affair. So this is something I think you believed in, but I think you got cut off from it. And I think you're having trouble dealing with the sudden finality of it. And I think, I mean, it could be that you're seeking out help on how to move on and how to, actually feel like you've moved on, not just go through the motions, but actually move on. Because you're kind of going round and round and you're just like trying to make sense of it. And long after coming to terms with how someone ended it, or the fact that it was so sudden, it's you wanting to reclaim that which you gave away, or you stop being mad at yourself for overstaying when you knew you should have taken yourself out of the situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a lot of you might be beating yourself up for going, I knew I shouldn't, but I did anyway, and I believed this person, or I believed I could this, and then it turns out I didn't want it after all, or it turns out they went back to their situation, or they don't want to take it to the next level with me. There's some kind of disappointment that you're angry about, but then, and you feel stuck, and you might even seek out help to help you move on or transition out of it. And the hardest part for you in dealing with it is knowing that you should have, like, you're beating yourself up, but we all go through that. Don't do that, because this is just the upside of that is it's like, you're kind of got this really fierce resolve now. You're like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not putting myself in that situation again. Because long after I'm over this person, I'm still mad at myself for being one down. Like not walking away when I knew that I should have or could have. And then they go and do me like that. And I'm left sitting here going, wait, what? And I'm trying to reclaim those parts of myself that I gave away. My dignity, I did things that, I normally wouldn't do, and it still didn't work out. And it's like, I'm never doing that again. I don't want to feel how I feel right now. Doing something that I knew was questionable, but I did it anyway because of all these promises or because of feelings, whatever. And then it didn't work out. And it's like, oh man, I'm never doing that again. So the upside is that you're nobody's fool after this. Is that you do let go and you're nobody's fool, but you might need a little help because you're kind of being a little too hard on yourself. You're beating yourself up pretty badly here. I don't see anything with work or anything else. For the Libras that I'm reading for, and I'm sorry if that's boring because I know I do a lot of love readings, but this feels like it's solely a romantic reading. It feels like you're just having a hard time with the way someone ended things, and you're also kind of beating yourself up overly, if I might say, for being in a situation that you knew you shouldn't be in, but you stayed anyway, you know. And that you don't beat yourself up. It's not productive. It's not going to get you gone any quicker. This could be Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. That's the Lovers right there. All right. I'm branching out into general readings. This ended up being a love reading. So what else for Libra? For the Libras that I'm reading for, it's not that you're not concerned about work or money or anything like that. It's just that it didn't show up here. So your focus is kind of dealing with this sort of internal issue about you and your person and how things ended. And you'd really rather be 4 miles out ahead of this thing, but you're still kind of going through the motions and still kind of shocked, and like part of you still can't believe it. And you feel, the Libras that I'm reading for feel stuck. What else for Libra? Judgment. That could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. So this is about forgiveness, and this is about being able to forgive so you can move on, because the whole idea of coming full circle with something and forgiving yourself is so that you can let go. You can stop beating yourself up and move on. You need to see it clearly, which maybe I'm preaching to the choir here. Some of you are. It just feels like you're kind of like, and that's getting in the way of you being able to see things clearly and transition. I kind of like the gumption that you have about I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this ish again. Because you're like, long after this person, is just so easily discarded or cut off. And you're just like, I'm left holding the bag on this. And part of that is because of the parts of yourself that you gave away. You're not walking out of this hole like you normally do or like you normally would want to, because you gave away, you kind of entrusted someone too much. In your mind, you feel like, I did that because you said, or I thought, and I was promised this, and it didn't pan out, and you're mad at yourself because you believed. But then, it's like you're mad at yourself because you believed them, but then there's also this part of you, you're mad at yourself because you knew you shouldn't have been doing it, but you went ahead and did it because they said, and you're like, that's what I get for No. It was a icky situation, and you know that. And you're mad at yourself, and you need to stop beating yourself up, because it's over, it's done, you're learning. No more beating yourself up. You got this. And you come full circle. It's just, it's not without its disappointments and because it just would have been a lot cleaner break. I think you're used to being able to break cleanly, and this was not that. And this hasn't happened for you in a long time, like this. So you would have preferred a clean break here, but you're beating yourself up here. Just for it, Libra. Good strategy. So that could be why she's showing up here. The Queen of Swords. And another thing too, though, strategy. So here's another thing, because if we take the romance out of it, this could be, as far as your job, it was time for you to leave. You weren't happy there, but you were dismissed unceremoniously. Like, it was very sudden. If we're talking about a job, it could be that there was a very sudden ending, and you felt like it was rather callous, and you weren't really looked after as an employee. It wasn't your favorite job. It wasn't anything that you were, but it was steady, and now you're like, now I'm plundered into figuring out what's my next move going to be and how I'm going to take care of things. And that's where the planning comes in, and re-strategizing. But the only thing that kind of jumps out as far as a job is like, well, there's no love lost there because you weren't that thrilled about it anyway. It was just that you felt like they let you go maybe kind of shady. Like it was kind of like, you could have just not. But times being what they are now, it's like, well, social distancing, they probably, sending the email or text like, don't come into work tomorrow. It's like, really? What? Really? There's that. And then maybe you're having to talk to someone about what your next steps are. But I don't feel like there's any love lost there if it's a job. This really does feel like a romantic reading that you're trying to process. And you're coming to grips from it. I think I think there's a bit of you being impatient with yourself too. So you're mad at yourself for not getting yourself out of it sooner and for trusting someone that you didn't think, you had misgivings about. And then on top of that, you're impatient. You're like, why can't I be more? And it's going to take time, and that's okay. We all beat ourselves up. That's all right. It's going to take time, but you're going to get there. And this is there's resolve coming out of this. Like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not putting myself in this position again. No, sir. Not that that's like your light at the end of the tunnel, but it's just that you're not going back, and then I think the reality sets in like, oh man, the disappointment and whatnot. So, okay, all right. Yeah, so that's what you're grappling with. And again, it's not that money or job isn't a concern, it's just that that's not featuring here. I honestly, you know what? I think this person really had you believing certain things, and it's just a huge adjustment to see that never was going to be the case. And you're mad about being duped. This is not coming. This is old news. You're dealing with the fallout of it. So for the Libras that I'm reading for, you've already kind of dealt with this, and you're just like, again, really? Or like, there's something about the way they did it, and the fact that there's something very final about this, and you're just having a hard time letting go of it. You'll come full circle on it, but like I said, you're beating yourself up. What else for Libra? King of Swords. So this could be, we have the whole family here. We got the Page, Knight, Queen, and King of Swords. Okay, that could be Gemini. And we got okay. So that's what it's about. Is the way this is about fairness. So it is about you being upset that someone did something the way they did, that they either dismissed you with text or they just kind of disrupted. They just kind of up and left, cut you off. Well, darn it. I am very sorry to have, because I know where you're at. Like you feel stuck. We've all been there. We all know how that feels. And this is one of those things that you're just like, I just want to be 4 months out from this. I just want to be so much farther along on this. And you will be. It just takes time. You're just going through the motions right now. The shoulda, woulda, coulda. And you're just like, and you might be feeling like you need to talk to somebody to help you kind of transition out of feeling stuck. That's the biggest thing I see here, is that you're really wanting forward movement. And you're really wanting to be able to make strides instead of going round and round and round. And it's a new normal for you too, because I think there was designs on you and this person for the future, and now that's been restructured because 1, Ronageddon, but 2, it looks like you've broken up. And so this is you going, there's a lot I have to figure out my next move. There's a lot I have to plan for. There's a lot I have to, figure out and re-strategize and reprioritize. And it might be that you need help doing that, and that's why you go talk to somebody. Because the way this ended, there's no going back for you. You won't entertain this again. So this is about you moving forward and figuring out how to do that, and with the firm resolve that you're not getting involved in that business again. All right. This is where I leave you. You keep your head up. This is a life lesson, not a life sentence, and you're going to be just fine. You're figuring it out. You're just impatient with yourself. So, onward. All right. I hope to see you in the next reading, Libra. You keep your head up. Stop beating yourself up. Baby steps. Love and support to you. All right. Take care.